Hi everyone! Today we are going to be building on our last lesson where we were looking at the fundamental counting principle, and we talked about how you could have had two or more events. So maybe you had rolling a number cube, flipping a coin, and spinning a spinner that had 5 options. We then just saw that you just multiply 6 times 2 times the 5 and you get all of the possible outcomes. But maybe it's a compound event, meaning that your event is not so straightforward. Maybe it said rolling a number cube that is the options of 4 or more. Well, you're not going to only have 6 outcomes in that situation. You're only going to have 2 because 4 or more, right? Or 3 outcomes because 4, 5, and 6 would be your only options. You would only have 3 outcomes. We call that a compound event. So a compound event consists of 2 or more events with possible outcomes. So let's rewrite this. Compound like complex, like it gets more complex than just a straightforward number cube. Compound event. We're still going to use that idea around looking at the outcomes, but they're going to just be more complex. So we're going to use the quotient instead. So instead of multiplying, we're going to be looking at some division. So a compound event uses the quotient. It uses the quotient of the number of outcomes that are favorable with the number of possible outcomes. So again, we're just going to be looking at like making fractions and using division. So compound events are 2 or more events, and it uses the quotient of favorable outcomes and possible outcomes. So let's go ahead and do an example, and then you can see, then you can see how it works. Okay, so maybe we roll a number cube. So example A, we're going to roll the number cube. And we want greater than 4. Okay, we also flip the coin, and we want flipping heads only. So again, we have 2 events. Here's your events, okay? So in your events, you have 2 things happening, right? We could have here, this is an event of 2 out of 6, and here flipping heads is just 1 out of 2, right? But you had 12 total events that could have happened. So we're going to take this 2 out of 6 and we're going to multiply it by 1 over 2, and that's going to give us 2 out of 12. So there's a 2 out of 12 chance of rolling a number bigger than 4, so 5 and 6, and flipping heads, which there's only one way to flip heads. So when we multiply this, you get 2 out of 12, or 1 out of 6 chance of getting these events to happen. Okay, let's, and you can even turn this into a percentage. So we could turn this into a percentage and try to get the, get it to 100. So equals out of 100. So 6 times what gives us 100, or 100 divided by 6 gives us 16. Oh my goodness. So 16.6%. There we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at example B. So in example B, we're going to see what else we're going to do. So it says, what's the probability of rolling an even number and flipping heads? So now we want to roll an even number, and then we want to flip heads. Okay, so we got to think about this again. What's the event that's happening? And then go from there. So when I roll an even number, there are 6 possibilities on a number cube, and the numbers that are even are 2, 4, and 6. So I have 3 opportunities to roll an even number. But flipping heads, when I flip heads here, I have 2. I can either get heads or tails, right? But I'm only looking at 1. So when I look at this, I have a total of 1/2 times 3 over 6, which gives me 3 over 12, or I can reduce this down to 1/4. We know that 1/4, if I multiply this by 25 over 25, that gets me 25% out of 100. So there's a 25% chance of rolling an even number while flipping heads. This is making my head flip, all these numbers. I don't know about you, but my head's flipping. Okay, let's try. I want to try like one more example, and then I will give you your try it. Let me find one more example. Okay, so you are in a closet. No, I don't like that example. Hold on. Please hold while I find you another example. Okay, example C says that you spin a spinner greater than 5. And then the second event is, so greater than 5. Oh, let me draw your spinner. So there's your spinner. You want the ones that are greater than 5. And then you, let's just go back to roll a number greater than 3. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about what options we have. So spinner greater than 5. So 6 is greater than 5, 7 is greater than 5, and 8 is greater than 5. So we have 3 out of 5 chance of spinning something greater than 5. 3 out of 5. On a number cube, we want to roll greater than 3. Well, on a number cube, we know that there are 6 options. And greater than 3, we have 4, 5, and 6. So 3 out of 6. We're just going to multiply this straight across. So 3 times 3 is 9. 5 times 6 is 30. So we have 30 out, or 9 out of 30. We can reduce this down by dividing by 3. And this is going to give us 3 out of 10. We're going to multiply this by 10 over 10. And so this gives us 30% over 100. So there's a 30% chance of doing both of these compound events. Okay, it is your turn now to do a try it. So we're going to do some try its here. And in your, let's see here. Oh, it looks like they just give you one try it. Okay, so you just get one try it. And the try it is the probability of rolling at most a 4 and flipping heads. So, rolling at most a 4 while flipping heads. Okay, go ahead now and hit pause so you don't hear me solving this. And then when you're ready, come on back and check your work. Okay, so rolling at most 4. So I can't go over 4. So I know there's 6 out of 6 choices. I can roll a 1, I can roll a 2, a 3, and a 4. I cannot go over 4. So I have 4 total chances of getting the compound event is 4 out of 6. When I'm flipping heads, again, I only had 2 chances and one of them is heads. So 1 out of 2. I'm now going to put these two together. So I'm going to go 1 over 2 times 4 over 6. This equals 4 out of 12. I can reduce this by 4. And this gets me to be 1/3. So 1/3 I can multiply to get to 100. Or I can do 1 divided by 3 because that's also what that line means. It also means that. So 1 divided by 3 is going to give me 33%. So I get 33%. 33.33333. The 3's go on forever because you can't break 100 up into 3 equal pieces. All right, how did you do on this one? How did you do on solving? How do we, so answer your essential question, how do we solve compound events? How do we find the probability when there's a compound event? And then rate your level of understanding. Where are you at right now? When you are finished, you may come on back to the Google Meet and ask for help, or you can go and do your practice work. As always, I appreciate all of your hard work and effort, and make it a great day.